To the south and east lie the Indian Ocean, and to the north, the famed diamond mines of South Africa, and to the west, that's the Badlands. Today, we're in one of the most sought-after hunting destinations in the world. We're in the Eastern Cape of South Africa, and this is the High Road, Africa.
I'm Bruce Nyland. I'm co-owner of Hunters Hill Safaris. We're sitting on 82 different species of animals to hunt. A lot of people think coming over to Africa is very expensive, but our prices are very competitive. In fact, I think you could do a 7-day hunt for less than it would take you to shoot a white-tailed deer in the States.
This is one thing I was not expecting, this cold weather. I mean, I'm prepared gear-wise for it, but what's it going to do to the animals?
Most of the time the animals will sit tight, you know, because they were probably waiting for the sun to come out. But we'll try a different approach today. What I'm thinking we'll do is we'll get onto a high area, and I'm going to have our guys almost do those old traditional beats and see if anything comes our way and take it from there, you know. But later in the day, if we get some sun, it'll be a beautiful day. Hopefully.
Yeah, well, let's hope. This will be good. All right, what we did, we just dropped the trackers off up on top of this big mountain where we had a beautiful view. I could have stayed up there and watched for a long time, but they're gonna push and see if they can run something down here. This is no different than the strategy that we'll use a lot of times out west hunting mule deer. This country, good Lord. Oh, look at that. Can't believe the amount of game that has come out of this one push right here. We had a bunch of wildebeest come in. One of the problems that I'm having is being able to identify which animal Bruce wants me to shoot. All the wildebeest look the same basically, and what we're trying to do is making sure that I'm on the same animal that he's on, and then making sure the camera's on it. And that's a challenge. The wind up here is tough, it is cold, and the animals are not stopping. They're moving constantly, but they're coming out like crazy.
The High Road with Keith Warren is presented by Armasight, the titanium vacuum sealer, Supercharged Scent Killer by Wildlife Research Center, 99%, BSA Optics, Gamo Adult Precision Air Rifles, Texas Hidden Springs Ranch, and Gravedigger Broadheads. The High Road will be right back.
The beauty of Hunters Hill is if you're a first-time customer, client, or third, fourth return client, is when you come here, if let it be your first safari, you're going to get to see 20, 30, 40 different species. It's just, by the time you leave here, you almost know what you want to shoot the next time around. On this particular hunt, Keith wanted to do it all walk and stalk, and I think he's in for a big surprise.
We're going to have to do a hell of a good job of communicating, Colton, because I do not. I'm going to be hard of hearing. I know you can hear me, but I'm not going to be able to hear you very well. I can't believe all the game down there. I mean, the eland and...
There's actually a big Impala male just other side the eland. See that little clearing? He's standing in a clearing just
facing
other
the
side.
left, facing quarter
Yeah,
mile to the left.
that's a good male. That's a good male. Okay, try and take a shot if you can.
Okay, yeah, I see him. Okay. Okay.
That's a good male.
Boy, that wind is something now.
Shot.
All right.
Run down there, but I'm sure he was going to lay down up down there.
Yeah, he just laid down.
Yeah.
He just laid down. Perfect. Perfect.
Tack around and drive around there.
Boy, that wind is awful. It's good job.
I know quite a few guys that have come to Africa hunting, and they have not been real happy. And what it is, they're not happy because the outfitter wasn't real clear to them the way he was hunting or where he was hunting. And I want to stress this by saying that there's a lot of outfitters that go and say, well, they hunt South Africa, but you got to be thinking about this. They say, well, they've got a lot of different species, and that very well may be true, but they don't have them on one piece of property. You know, they may be hunting 6 or 8 or 10 different ranches. And so as you talk to an outfitter, as you're picking the outfitter that you want to go with, one of the important questions that I would throw at them is, how much time do you spend in the truck driving back and forth to the hunting areas? Because you only have a limited amount of time once you get over here, and you don't want to spend that time driving around in the truck. You want to spend that time hunting. All these outfitters, yes, they may provide lots of different species, but the key is asking them, how much travel time do you have to spend to go from one species to the other?
There is Roger.
Well, here's what he looks like, and he's a whole lot more massive than what I thought. I mean, he's a pretty animal. They're not real big. How much do you think he weighs?
Probably 100 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, they're no bigger, I think, than a pronghorn antelope, but they're beautiful and a classic plains game species to take on a hunt out here. And I'm really, really happy with him. The plan worked out perfect. I mean, he stood out there and didn't have any idea we were up on top of the rock. So there were literally hundreds and hundreds of animals below us, kudu and eland and wildebeest, and I mean, it was amazing. And then all of a sudden, bingo, you spotted him.
Yeah.
And he was looking at trackers, I guess. What do you think?
I think so, and trying to find a way to sneak out of there, but we pulled a great shot on him.
Yeah, and now we're going to take him home with us. What a good animal. I'm thrilled, and I'm really thrilled now that the wind has kind of settled down a little bit and it's getting a little bit warmer. It feels more like hunting weather. But that's a real nice Impala. Look at him.
The High Road with Keith Warren is presented by Reconics, Record Rack Deer and Elk Feed, Burt Coyote's Luminoc, Shadow Hunter Blinds, Elevators, Diamond Down Thermal Gear, Ion Cameras, and Tannerite. The High Road will be right back.
It
it never ceases to amaze me how camouflaged these animals are, whether you're talking about a giraffe or an eland or a kudu. They're camouflaged and they're doggone hard to see. And so it's a good thing to have multiple sets of eyes up here because they can move through that brush and if you're not looking right at them, you're not going to see them. I hear something down that canyon making noise.
That's a baboon making that noise.
Ooh, that's nice. Well, why don't I stay with the dog right here?
I was going to quickly look off this place here and see if there's any animals down here, but it's this time of day they like to be.
I'll stay put right here, find a baboon.
We had walked no telling how far that day, and we came up on this big bluff, and we had a little dog with us. I mean, the dog was kind of like he was just a hunting partner, okay? And we're gonna ease up that bluff, so the dog and I stay back, and Bruce decides to go over there and just take a peek over, and if I was an animal, I'd be down that bluff too.
There's gotta be something down there. Oh yeah, come on.
Turns out he walks over there, just sticks his head up just a little bit.
Get over here.
Got some wildebeest over the side here. Oh, I heard a wildebeest down here. Need to get you up on that rock.
And I look over there, and I mean, the wildebeest had no idea we were up on that bluff at all.
Second one from the left, the one that's standing broadside.
I'm sitting there, I'm trying to focus on, you know, the perfect shot placement, and I've got this little dog, I think his name was Jacques. Okay, he's sitting there right with me, and he's looking, and I'm thinking, okay, I hope I don't screw this up, because now I've got two witnesses, Bruce and Jacques.
Oh, what do you think of that, big boy? That's the way it's supposed to be done. He's going, yeah, let's go down there and see what we got. That right there dumped him on his butt now. My gosh.
A wildebeest, well, some people think they're kind of ugly, but I think they're pretty cool. And they are big. They're big in the shoulders, small in the rump. They're built to run fast from the moment they hit the deck because predators will eat them. They've got great senses, a big old nose that can smell stink. They got great ears, great eyes, and they got it all. And I'm telling you what, if you're gonna put one down, you better make a good shot.
This is just absolutely amazing. This is a big blue wildebeest. I mean, he's a good one, isn't he?
He's exceptional. He's an exceptional bull. I think this bull, when we talk inches wise, will go over 30 inches, which is incredible. Bulls that big don't get shot every day. Really exceptional.
I'll tell y'all something. I wound up today alone, I promise you, I have seen 300 of these guys. I mean, maybe 400 or 500, I don't know. I mean, you lose track. The only place I've ever seen more of these was watching The Lion King with the kids when they were little, because they were running all over on that movie, but they're running over like The Lion King right here at Hunter's Hill. I mean, this is, but you look at him, you can tell he's an old bull. Just look at his horns. I mean, they're weathered, they're cracked, and they just, I mean, he has really experienced a long life out here. You know, you got to think, how many different predators has he evaded over the years, and you know, what all has he experienced? I mean, this country is so vast, and it's so beautiful compared to what I really was expecting. But the cool thing about coming here is the fact that they've got more species of animals to hunt than any other place that I know of, period. And the cool thing about that is that when you come hunting, you spend your time hunting and not driving from one piece of property to the next piece of property, and you spend your time actually hunting. And that's one thing that when you wind up going, for example, to a sports show, and you see guys from South Africa all the time. I mean, there's lots of outfitters from South Africa. How do you pick a good one? Well, first off, that's a great one, all right? But how do you go about picking a good one? Ask lots of good questions and ask
to talk to references. And so what I would encourage you to do, go to the website, go to Hunters Hill Safari's website. We've got a link right on the bottom of the screen right now. We also have a link off of our website to their website. Get on it and communicate with them via email is the best way. Anyway, this is a great outfit. I could not be more happy. The weather has been it's been giving us a break so far. And Bruce, thank you.
Well done, Keith.
Thank you so much. Folks, if you've ever wanted to come to Africa, I got to tell you this. Coming over here, the worst part about coming to Africa is the travel over here. I mean, it does take a long time to get here. But other than that, everything else is better than you could ever imagine when you come right here. So anyway, we're going to get this guy taken care of, and then guess what we're going to do? We're going to continue hunting because we're in Africa.
The High Road with Keith Warren is presented by Walls Outdoor Goods, Liberty Safe, Oilfield Camo, Savage Arms, OpticsPlanet.com, Darton Archery, Vortex Rangefinders, Supercharged Scent Killer by Wildlife Research Center, 99%, Castle Rock Outfitters, and Gerber. Tannerite brand binary exploding rifle targets presents viewer feedback.
This is from a fellow by the name of Jack. He's from New York. He says, hey Keith, I'm in the market for a new safari rifle. I'm wondering if you had any recommendations. I want a rifle that is accurate and not too heavy because I do a lot of spotting and stalking. Thanks for your advice. Jack, that's a really good question. It's hard for me to really tell you specifically exactly what I would recommend because there's lots of questions. What are you going to be hunting? How far are you going to be shooting? Do you need to have open sights or do you need to have variable power scope? There's lots of questions. More than likely, what I would recommend is a bolt action rifle. I'd recommend something that you can shoulder real quickly. And what I like to do when I'm safari hunting, I like to actually take something that I use in North America for North American big game. Unless I'm hunting dangerous game in Africa, I'm using the same stuff over in Africa that I am in the United States for big game like mule deer, elk, and bear. So, you know, as far as a specific answer to your question, I can't give you one. There's just too many variables, but I would definitely go with a good bolt action rifle that shoulders quickly. This is a pretty cool setup here. What we have is a blind, a shooting house, if you will, and for archers. And what there is over here, there's a bunch of oranges they've got piled up. And just like if we were going to go and do a setup for whitetail using our Reconyx camera, we're going to do the same exact thing here and just knock off our scent. I'm going to set up in here with a crossbow if something is in here that we want to try to take. You can see that Reconyx game camera out there. Some baboon's been monkeying with it. Little foxes. Those are cool looking little animals. Here comes a baboon right here. Here comes one. It's a big one too. Got him. Got him. Got him. Well, this is what he looks like. I mean, this is a bigger one than I shot last night. You know, again, I used the dart and crossbow and made perfect shot placement on him. You know, well, tonight, some rhinos came in and had everybody on edge, even the baboons. But take a look. I mean, this is a big one. He came in right at dark and offered me a perfect shot, and I put the Gravedigger broadhead right through his heart. But take a look at his ears. The ears are really cool looking, and he's got his eyes right here on the front of his head, looking straight forward, a long snout on him, and I'll tell you what, these guys got it all. I mean, they have got an unbelievable nose, and I am sure glad I sprayed down with scent killer. But, you know, some people like, you know, taking baboons, others don't. Personally, I like taking them, and given an opportunity, especially with my crossbow, I'm going to do it. So what a good way to round out the day, at least for me, not for him, but for me it was. This day of my African safari is now history. It's been one that I'll never forget. How could I? How could anyone that experiences the magnificent beauty of the Eastern Cape of South Africa? Hunting is not just about the killing of an animal. To me and my fellow hunters, we know that hunting is always about the joy of the hunt.
The High Road with Keith Warren is presented by Armasight. Ion Camera is the official sport camera used to film The High Road.